Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me because I'm not even sure what's going on. I just decided that I will do this live first before I continue to proceed with other lives as is concerning my friend. Now, um, my friend, she will explain on the recording that I have of her being scammed by a herbalist. Um, to be honest, it's quite sad how people don't give customer service, they don't take care of people, they don't try and give the best nutrition. It's what you call it, help. They know people will be asking questions and they don't want to ask the questions, they don't want to be bothered. They just want the money. There's nothing wrong with people earning money and doing health stuff for the community. I'm all for that because I know, like I said, I've been in the holistic um side of things, right? I've been on the spiritual side of things also. So to me, right, I know when people want your time, you have to be able to give them your time and you have to be very patient. Hi, so Alma and Marie are. What makes it so ridiculous is how people contradicting their actions as well when they're saying that they are herb conscious in certain ways because they use the conscious card so that they can get a foot up, so they can get money. Lots of people get had by them. Now, it's not just this lady who's been had by this particular person. I've heard many people have been had by him. And what's so interesting, especially in the UK, because it goes by status of which you are, that's how people come to you. They don't come to you like if you don't know per se a DJ or someone or this, that, and the other. That's how it goes over here because I've seen that over the years. Not only that, I've heard stories of people who are jealous of women. Right, you are their master teacher, you end up being jealous of them because of how they look when you are literally their guide so they can go and make your whatever you're teaching them even better, right? So this lady went to a herbalist here, and she was not treated. I would say she wasn't treated very well. When I saw her, she wasn't really looking very healthy. To be honest, she didn't look healthy to me. I don't care what she says to me. I don't care what she says to me. She went to him looking healthy, looking very healthy in appearance, hair looking healthy. Um, and instead, it's like he brought her down to nothing really, more or less mashed her up in a nutshell. And to me, that's just really disgusting. There's probably many good herbalist people out there. There's a lot of ones. I'll give you a good example. On Saturday, after I went to that event as well. I decided to go to. There's a place that I always highlight on my channel. I always talk about him. I've known him. I've I've been known him for when he started, and he's gone kind of big and stuff like that. Now, there's also when you enter a shop, you're supposed to greet everybody. It doesn't matter whether they give you a £1, £100, £2. It's all customers. Um, as far as I'm concerned, right? Anyways, you go to the shop. This guy is always on IG talking about, alkaline eating, etc., etc., etc. Anyways, I go to the shop with my little one, and then he pretends like he doesn't see me. Now, this is how some people flex in the so-called holistic, healthy industry, especially when you're of all color. He totally ignored me. In fact, his assistant smiled at me, gave me more customer service, asked me what I wanted. I picked up probably the cheapest thing because I couldn't get the other stuff because I didn't know how much it was going to be because I didn't budget for that. That was not in my mind to go there. I just decided, oh, let me go there because I know the guy and go get something. When I got there, it was very much like blankety blank. And considering when you know people, like I'm not, people know me as the therapist. They know me. Sometimes they call me by that and the other name. Sometimes they call me by my other name. Um, and they know me. And they always ask me, are you doing whatever? Are you doing it? Are you still doing it? Whatever, right? Now, no matter what circumstances I meet people, I meet them, I'm smiling, I'm what you call it, attentive, whether I know them or don't remember them, whatever, right? That's what you do. Even when you're not in a whole shop, whether you're not in a whatever, you're supposed to also give consultation. Even as a therapist, you are taught that. You are taught that because you're taught about the physical, the anatomy, and everything. So you have to know exactly what you're doing so you can give that person that care, that one-to-one, whatever, or group setting that you need to give to people or persons. And this guy really, I don't know. I mean, after hearing about the other lady who gave her husband herbs which gave him a seizure. So I said to my friend, he possibly could have given you a seizure. Because if you're not known, if you don't know the herbs, right? Because the herbs is when it's taken internal, it does a whole lot of stuff to the body. It can ideally damage your body, it can damage your liver, especially like especially if you are fasting too much, your body can eat itself, it can consume its own self. A whole heap of things can go on. There's a whole heap of things and which can go on until you in your aging process, all sorts of stuff. So you have to be very careful. So that's why when people talk the big old talk about veganism and whatever else, your body will tell you what it needs. That's what the body does. If it's lacking something, it tells you what it needs. Most cases, most herbs can deal with most elements, i.e., thyme can deal with sore throats, rosemary can deal with allergies. There's a few things that can help the body. Okay, so this guy now, right? As I'm gonna put up the voice notes. I haven't put her identity up because like it wouldn't be fair that I do that to her, right? So she went to this person because she have problems as well, and in problems, internal problems, spiritual problems, however you want to term it, I don't know, right? Only right, she would explain it. She would explain it on the voice note, right? Because to be honest, I as a friend, I was so mad. I was so mad. I like, like I thought the person was helping her, but in fact they wasn't, they were actually mashing her up internally. And even though she got recommended to go to, but to be honest, when she said who it was, I wasn't even feeling that person at all because I heard stuff about it, but I thought, okay, sometimes you have to give the benefit of doubt, right? Right. Like I could be blown away by the results. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so Marie asks, morning, that's what they do best. It's the easiest way to get money from people. Yes, through health, because people want to take care of their health, they want to look after themselves. Um, people want long life, they want longevity, they want, long life, longevity. People have been known to live for 100, up to 100, 101, down to diet, health, and ancestors or elders, mothers, granddads, grandpas, doesn't matter what part of the world you come from, live on until 109. That's the last a person I seen, right? Down to diet, right? So when a person is coming to you for consultation, you're supposed to make sure you do a whole consultation. You don't not what's it? One shoe don't fit everybody. Um, you can possibly hurt a person internally, externally, everything. And I think external has been very hurt. The hair's falling out, shredding a lot. Okay, fair enough, right? Your hair shreds, yes. But she did not she's one of them people who looks after herself. Like, she takes care of her body. She knows her body. She knows her body inside and out. She knows what can be given, what can help herself. But she chose to go to a nutritionist to help her, or herbalist to help her, to improve the body, to take pesticides out, to go a little deeper, to go to align her spirit, her aura, whatever. And then you just did that, and it's like, wow. But anyways, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna play the sound bites, and you in the comments tell me what he did. Was it fair that he could have just done a little bit more? Like, like, doesn't matter what when she calls you, you say to a person, right, you call me at this time. You call me at this time from this time. That's called being professional. Doesn't matter whether you treat them in your house, in the high street, it doesn't matter. And even when you're in the high street, you have to be good at customer service. Like, people always talk about when you go West Indian takeaway, how people used to push up their faces. And now I think now people's learned that customer service works, gets you a heck of a lot further than not taking notice of what the person has to say. Fair enough, some client people can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but if you're giving the best customer service and you're very much well recommended around the community, you should be doing your best to make sure that person come out looking the best, feeling the best, however. But anyways, I'm not going to drone on. I'm going to let the sound bites play. Let me go find them now. I'm going to play. Where is it? I'm going to play this little part first.
As a recommendation, I was having health issues, and I was having some health issues for quite a long time, actually. So I heard about this clinic run by a Caribbean man, his wife, his family, that they do a scan called the bioscan. So basically, it's a scan that can detect all imbalances in your body and what you're deficient in. House in the waiting room for like hours on end while he went to see he was seeing other clients. He was in the next room because he obviously works from home. So basically, I went to see him, and I was kind of stuck because I think to myself, what the heck is wrong with me? I know there's something wrong. So the second month I went back. He said, "Oh, you've been eating." Obviously, I denied certain things because I didn't think there's anything that serious with me. So obviously, you get the program. They print out the program for you. Like, basically, just tells you what you're deficient in, what food you should be eating. So I said to him, "Okay, these are the foods I should be eating, but how do I go about doing, making this salad, or making, what are these for? Why am I taking this for? What does this do, and all that sort of thing?" He said, "Okay, you make a big, massive salad, and Nicola, make a big salad, and then you put all these herbs in it. You take one big salad a day, and then you take these juices." And I was like, "Oh, okay, was that it?" He said, "Yeah, just do that." He said, "Due to your brain scan, I know you're going to be probably texting me and asking me questions." I'm like, "Yes, well, of course." He said, "Well, you can text me anytime with any information you need." I was like, "Okay." So I did that. So I'd be texting him. I was like, "I'm still not feeling well. What's going on with his products, and he'd make me these concoctions. His concoctions would arrive, and I'd take them, and I'd text him back saying, "Oh, this is this thing. I had to sniff up my nose." I didn't know why I was taking it and what they're for, because he didn't tell me. He wasn't really. So I just found him. I don't know. Obviously, I'd go and visit him, and we'd talk just about other things. We'd talk about this. Basically, I just wanted to know. I mean, if he'd told me from the beginning what was wrong with me, then maybe I would have taken the diet a bit more seriously. Because when he'd say, "Okay, you've got all these poisons in your body. You need to stop with the Wi-Fi, because of the radiation that's affecting you." I'm like, okay. And then he, I think this was the second month, the second to last month, they said to me. And then we did another bioscan, and on this scan, you could see my body on the TV screen monitor. And obviously, we saw this little cancer thing on my left breast. And then I said to him, why don't you just tell me in the beginning that I had that? He said, because if I told you, you would have gone to doctors and they would have messed you up, basically. I'm like, what? If you told me, I would have taken it seriously, because I knew there's something wrong. I knew, because when I used to go see him, I knew he had this face on, they call it a poker face, isn't it? But it wasn't a poker face to me. It was just when you're just hiding something, just spit it out. I paid you £1,800 for you to be honest with me. He basically told me to eat this food, eat that food. He's not telling me. I mean, the scan machine's telling me, says you've got guilt and what is it? There's another thing they found in my aura. Grief. He said, yeah, you need to work on that. Do you know what I mean? Affirmations you can do. But I didn't find him that informative, So I went home thinking, okay, I've got this thing. So he sent me some more. My last month now, some more stuff that he'd made up for me, which was delivered to my house. Big boxes of stuff. I texted him again because I was taking this I think it was, he made me up some oregano sort of concoction. I think that was to get rid of infections in my breast. I had to find that out myself because he didn't tell me. So I texted him. So I was taking that and I felt really faint, as if I was going to fall on the floor, because according to his instructions, I should have taken a tablespoon 3 times a day, and it's making me sick. So I rang him. I texted him. I said, look, this is making me sick. What is it? So he wouldn't answer me. I said, look, I really need to know what's going on. I've got pain in my breast. I've got sores on my breast. And the stuff you're giving me to rub on my breast, it's not really working. It's just making me itch. What's going on? So this went on for a week or so. But I could see that he read my message, but he wouldn't answer. Wouldn't answer me. I was like, so yeah, I got, really cheesed off. At the end of the day, I paid £1,800 for this man to help me. So So I sent him a message on a messenger. I said, look, I've been trying to get in touch with you for ages. You're just so unprofessional. Yeah, he definitely responded to that message. And then, but I didn't, he responded back. But I thought, if I read his message, he responds back, I'm just going to get annoyed. But I did have a little peek at the end of his message, and he said basically that I was unpleasant. I thought, well, you didn't think I was unpleasant when you took my £1,800? And then after that, I kept hearing I got talking to some other people, and they were telling me, oh no, a lot of people have been really upset with him. Really upset with him, and they haven't been happy with him. He hasn't got the best reviews, and this person actually knew him and said, no, I mean, he's just I don't know if you call him a scammer. He said all he thinks about is he's been Aston Martins outside his mansion, because he lives in a big, massive mansion. Not to begrudge anybody living in a mansion, but I just found him, unprofessional. And I remember being in his waiting room, and there was a lady there, and she had cancer. She asked me if I had it, and according to Darren, yes, I said. And omit that name, please. Yes. And I said, don't worry, you're going to be fine. I was trying to make you feel better. You're going to be fine. He's going to help you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, shit, I just hope he has now. I really do. I think I've been to a lot of our people for like help with courses, with training, and every single one of them has been extremely unprofessional. And I would say they've just taken my money, not been forthright with any advice at all. And that's a shame, because it's a dangerous thing if you want to help your own community by going to them for help, and all they think about is just money, and they're unprofessional, and it's just a damn shame. So I didn't go back for my third scan after that little petty thing with him. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to block this man. He's obviously got my money now. He knows the what do you call it? The program's finished, so he's got no reason to get in touch with me, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people have just been saying to me, oh, my God, I can't believe you paid all that much. People said, and, so I just did my own research. Everything he sent me, I just ordered myself, so I did my own thing. I got rid of the sores on my breast. They went within a week with the stuff I was doing myself. The inflammation's gone now. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's just a damn scammer. There you go. There's a lot of scammers in our community, and it's a damn shame. And although we do try to help our community, it's like my counsellor said, this is historic when it comes to black people. There's certain things that, when it certainly comes to professionalism, we're just not there yet. And this goes back historically. So I'm going to do another scan, and I am going to go over European, and that's just the way it is. So there you go. Don't know what else to say.
Yeah, so basically, she's fed up. She's fed up. She wanted to deal with the people in her community to make her feel better, to make her feel like, some people need more help than others, right? And I've mentored people. Well, I've done a few things, okay? I've done a few things. None of my clients never came back and said, oh, this, that. All my, even when it comes to the healing side of it, the Reiki side of it, right? Your client is not supposed to come to you, tap on to you every single couple of minutes. The only time they're supposed to come is if there's something off balance with them. They're not, and even if they call you and they ask you 100 trillion questions, you're supposed to take time, even if it's at a time when you think, oh, okay, this person. But then if the person really needs your help, right, really needs the stuff, especially when it comes to the body. Hi, Taren. Hi, Nicola. When it comes to the body particularly, right, you have to explain to people, okay, this is that and that is this. Okay, I'm doing this because of that. Doctors do that. When doctors are seeing to the patient, if one thing don't work, they say, okay, let's try something else. If that thing don't work, let's try something else. The bio thingy, what she's talking about, I have seen a few people who's doing it, mind you. I've seen a few people that's doing that, where it checks the aura, it checks the spirituality or whatever. But sometimes, even when you look at somebody, there's either their eyes give it away, something in the eyes, the skin, or something else. I can't remember what it is. But I know for me personally, when I have either come into contact with somebody and I'm either dealing with them on however which way, a person will call you and they will talk to you and they will ask you questions. And whether or not, like I said, once again, whether it's in your house, whether it's on the high street, whether you are a big, massive company or a small company, you're supposed to be able to accommodate the person. You're not supposed to say, oh, yeah, right, you're this, because that right there, right, yeah, she's right, you are unprofessional. You are unprofessional. Why are you unprofessional? No matter how right, everybody have different personalities. You're supposed to be able to deal with all types of personalities. It don't matter the crazy person to the same to the insane to the sane person. That's how you deal with it, because you are there to assess, okay, how can I come up, how can I deal with this person? Right? Sometimes, right, your intellect will say to you, okay, right, maybe this person needs a bit more help, or maybe they need to go to another person. Well, I can't give them, they need to go to another person to get that help. And he should have just really said to her, okay, all right, I can't help you with where, I can't, where. What I said, even with the timage, she got the package, she got the stuff home. When it comes to stuff to do with putting things internally in the body, people question a lot. Okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Right? Even I'm not emerald green, but I know even when like I was around certain emerald greens, when they're explaining to you to do with salads, because certain vegetables do certain stuff, certain, and plus you're adding herbs into the vegetables. You have to say, okay, right, if we eat this salad, it's going to do this. Some people's bodies lose weight rapid. Some people's bodies lose weight at a slow pace. You have to have patience with every patient, because, like I said, one shoe don't fit everybody, right? It doesn't matter how far fetched what they say to you. You try, you reel them in, and then you talk to them to at their level, but then you let them know this, that, this, that, this, that. He didn't do all that, and yet still he is able to pull money from the community, that he is able to live large. There's nothing wrong with living large and nothing wrong with living the best life. No one's not saying that. It's just knowing how to do a person. Professionalism falls 100%, 100 more times than dealing a person unprofessional. And on top of that, with every patient, you have to make sure you have a feedback form on standby, because that's how you improve your professionalism, right? So, so, so you see now, right? Because like she said that. You see how quick he phoned her. He phoned her. He communicated. She was trying to come to contact him. He didn't communicate. As soon as she mentioned, oh yeah, you're unprofessional, and she is one of those people who will cuss you out. She'll tell you about your bottom foot to your back head, to your left front, to your front. In fact, she was quite nice to him. In fact, I will say, because I know this lady, she don't mess her, she don't mix her words, she don't cut her words. She was actually a bit more nicer than I thought she would have. But but like I said, it's not everybody that is recommend that is, I would say that they're a herbalist or whatever. Sometimes they haven't done the right studies or whatever they're supposed to do, because within that, right, you get taught how to do with clients. You get taught how to talk to a client on a professional level. Right, you don't deal with a person because they look like you don't deal with them unprofessional or whatever, or talk to them a certain way because they're Caribbean. Okay, I'm going to talk to her and be rude. No. So I thought I'll bring this to the community, because I know there's been people talking about scamming in the community. Like I keep saying to a lot of Americans, the same thing goes on over here. It's just that sometimes it doesn't be heard or seen sometimes on a bigger basis, because most of them are not big. They're not huge people. They're not in the spotlight. Some of them are so high up on their hiatus, they don't even answer. Like when a person comes to them and contact them, they don't even want to meet, come down and talk to the person or talk to people who wants to give them money. They're picky and choosy who they want the money from, and this and this and this. And like, you're supposed to deal with your communities. Like the whole fact of you doing what you do is to deal with your community. That's why we learn the doctorate, you learn to do herbalism, you learn to do healing, you learn to do whole lot of things, because then you are able to go and impact your own community as well as the global community on a whole. So Now, so when I'm talking, because I'm talking from experience, like I said, I was a therapist. I did all walks of life, right? All walks of life, smelliest feet, you name it. I dealt with them, right? And you don't, even to mental health. I think I dealt with a mental health at one point. So you you have to deal with people and give them the whole service. You have to know how to approach a person. You have to assess a person, if like, and then you talk to them on their level. You like, if a person wants to call you and call you and call you, say you write down, okay, this person's gonna call me, but then you say to the person, okay, from this time, call me to this time, but I'll still get back to you. You can have millions and trillions of people, you still get back to that person. So I thought I'd bring my friend's thing with the scamming, because he's part of the conscious community. That's why I put the conscious herbalist. He is part of the conscious community as well. He's very well, I would say kind of known in certain circles, and people will recommend them and recommend them. And the behavior is even, it's just ridiculous. It's just, you don't have to behave like that. You know what I mean? Right, because a person spend a small amount of money with you, you don't have to, or a big amount of money. You know, um, such people as Stephen Ferguson. I think he went to the courts. I don't know. Some of his products, I think, at one time wasn't doing the best for people. I don't know at one point, but allegedly, don't quote me on it. But that he was one of the peoples. It was King Lion over here. I think I heard stuff about him. You know what I mean? So um now she's taking care of herself, and I bet you money, when like if she's reading on herbs and reading on stuff to take care of her own body, I bet you she'll probably go back to how she was, because she lost a lot of weight. A lot. She is a shadow of herself. When I saw her, I spoke my mind as a friend. I don't care. I said to her, she looked very bad. I just said what I saw on the screen. So, um, and she heard. I said it a couple times. I said it quite a few times because I was so vexed. I was so mad. I just couldn't believe what I saw. Because that person who I know, she looks after herself. She 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 buys the stuff for her body. She looks into stuff. She researches. She don't just sit there and listen. She research, and she goes and she looks, and then she goes and tries to find people who can help her further whatever healing she is trying to get, or what she's trying to reach. Because like, you shouldn't have to die at 98, 90, whatever. You should be able to live on until your hundreds, right? Just because we're in this climate, it doesn't mean to say we should die in our 90s and whatever. 90s, or I can't think of the ages right now. But like I said, as short as this live is, I just thought I'd bring this. Please be careful of yourself when dealing with people who are saying they're this and that. When you go there, if it doesn't look kosher, leave, no matter how far the journey is. If you get there and they don't give you a whole consultation form, that speaks volumes right there. The consultation, he hasn't written a consultation form, a prescription type of form to say whatever, whatever, and this is this, and this does that, and this does this. Run away. Don't even give your money, right? So I know people pay for their consultation. Sometimes you have to start with a consultation. The consultation doesn't sound kosher. Run. That's why even when certain things came up over here, marrying Dina, I didn't take it until later on, and even then, it didn't have no effect on my body. It didn't do nothing to me. It didn't do anything. It didn't improve whatever. Because marrying Dina used to be a big seller over here. Though the Marindina meant to have cured several diseases, several this, that, and the other, STIs ranging from that sort of thing. But then it helps the body even in normal circumstances. Okay, so I'm throwing that part in because like I haven't got all that. I haven't got that. I haven't got that. So um, but I took it to help my body, to improve my body. So um, which was done by I think he was from Uganda, and he's well known. So um, people who deals with these herbalism and stuff like that is very much not doing the work. They're not helping the people. It's all about the money. It's all about the dunzai. They're not looking at the person. They're looking at the coin. Okay, what can I get out of this person? So um if others have fallen under this, please put in the comments. But you can put your experience if you wish to. You don't have to tell the whole of YouTube your experience. But I said to her to say, because other people might go and deal with him. The only reason, right? I said to her not to put his name, but she said she mentioned his name. So you know, other people's going to come into contact with that same person who is a so-called herbalist, and then they're going to go through the same thing. I think even the person who recommended her, he had a seizure at one point. Maybe it was what the guy gave him or what, I don't know. But I heard that he had a seizure. So um please be careful yourselves out there. Please be careful. You can research herbs. Herbs is easy to research. I have loads of balls of herbs in my house, lemongrass, etc., etc. But I use them when it's needed. I use it when it's needed. Sometimes I don't even clock that I need it after taking all the tablets and stuff or whatever. Then I clock, oh yeah, I need to take these herbs. Then I take the herb. The herb helps me. You know what I mean? And um yeah. And I thought I'll bring this because when she told me, I thought, no, I gotta do a live on this. I'm sorry, I gotta talk about it. And I'm sure there's others who he is dealing with. He's probably going through the same thing. So I spoke about Macari, I think her name is, where she was giving her husband all these herbs, all these different concoctions. She gave him so much concoctions, he went into a coma, or something happened to him. Then he went into a coma. He was throwing up a lot. He wasn't well. Um, he had a seizure as well, funny enough. And things went on from there. But she's just one example of how if you don't know what you're doing, how herbs can mess you up, or whatever can mess you up. So I just thought I'd bring this to the community, and I hope you all have a good day. Thanks for listening. So hi, so Amar, Maria, Nicholas Rogers. Yes, it's all true. All they want is money. It's disgusting. That so-called healing community has let us down. It's well known. And Tyrone. So with that said, I'm gonna leave, and I hope you have a good day. Please do not fall for these people. Do not fall for them. Unless you have the specimen or the person who's been treated by them in front of your face, or you see live testimonies, or real testimonies, not their friends, not their family, real testimonies, then then you probably go check it. But then if they haven't done the consultation, they haven't done the follow-ups, you're not able to call them, run away from them. Stop giving them your money. Run away from them. Okay, so with that said, I'll see you. Take care. Bye.